Yeah, so that's actually how frustrating it gets when you see every company growing and you say, listen, I mean, why nobody's sticking with me, what is happening, etc., etc. Right, and it's a pattern. So while you say good about HR, bad about HR, you have good manager, bad manager. End of the day, net, there's no company in top of Fortune 500 list which doesn't have a good HR. Right? There's not a single one. And the other fact is, because they're spending so much money on HR people, they're building capabilities, they churn the market, and they take the best people out there in the market. And then whatever is left out, all of us try and figure out whether we can get some people out there. And the other fact is, when people go to their business schools or when they grow up, their kids ask, Beta, what do you want to do when you grow up? They don't grow up dreaming about a job in startups. They don't say, I want to work with a company which is working in a garage. They dream about working with Microsofts, Googles, and etc. I mean, just imagine 25 years of conditioning by everyone in the society that you will grow up and work for Microsoft. You really don't expect him to come out and say, I want to work for a garage. So that's the environment in which we are, right? If we recognize that, we can think about how to go about addressing it. And the fact is that more and more startups are growing and becoming big. So your competition, if you don't grow big, is actually increasing, right? So things will go worse only from here. It is not going to get better. As far as this situation is concerned, right? So let's talk why people join startups in the first place. These are 25 years, they don't dream about startups, they don't get educated to work in startups, right? Then why do they join in the first place? What kind of people come? So what are the motivations for people who join startups? All of us have struggled to hire a few people, all of us have been able to hire a few people successfully. So what was it in those people that they joined startups, right? What I said about they not dreaming about a startup job was true about them also. So why did they join? There was something which went right in the discussion with them, right? So if you understand that a little more clearly, we will know how can we play that card again and again, right? Because now that this works. It's like a hook shot, which takes the ball straight to a 6 or something. So if you know how to play it and you know when to play it, you can every time do it. I don't know much of cricket, but whatever I know, I'll use. So why did people join startups? Any thought, please? You can randomly participate in this.
They don't have anything else to do, or they are looking for an experience.
Okay.
They have a visionary product, So vision plays a very important role. If they see vision, then they join.
Okay, yeah.
Some of the dreamers, man.
Yeah, they can be dreamers. They're starting themselves up for a startup or something.
And some would choose you because you would give them exposure which is already listed. When you got last to a company, say a French company where there is a separate person for every role.
Yeah, so they can get a lot of experience.
I can very well relate to your point that the employer had visualized it too well that you got a future.
That's right. He's visualized it. I mean, people are connecting to the vision.
Yeah, some people like freedom and they want to assume responsibility earlier in life. And when you are engaged in big brands, you don't really get that opportunity as soon as you might get in a startup.
Yeah. Empowerment is there. Yeah, sure.
I think there are a lot of benefits of working in startup, but the people who join these startups do not actually realize this. So, in my view, I think there are three kind of people who join this. One, who have no idea what they're doing. Two, people, if the founder is able to convince them that, I think hiring a startup is like pitching to an investor. It's no less than that. So, if you are able to convince a person, so he joins that. And thirdly, people who have been exploring certain things, who have been there, done that kind of stuff. Explored n number of things. Now they have no idea what to do in life, and then they finally come to a startup, think that this is something that can help them go to their destiny, find something new, and do something stuff.
Sure. Yes.
When people are actually they really want to get into the creative stuff, or in fact that they need a change where
things actually change with every day. Instead of like working with Infosys for like 10 years, they're working on almost the same project, then they think about it, hey, it's time to actually, do something more creative, because I'm totally too bored with that. I mean, I've seen this thing happening. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually all these are a combination of why people join startups, right? In my experience, one of the most powerful has been your ability to put the full picture together, right, and put a vision together, right? And I just imagine of a time when countries would go to wars, and kings and all would have to now form the army. And how would they be going city to city, actually convincing people to join the army and fight and go on long journeys, etc. I'm sure they would be convincing through some grand vision or picture of how things are going to look like, and they would be absolutely clear about doing that. So an owner's ability to prove that he knows what he is doing, right, and he is sure about where the money is, he has done it before, or he has got people who have done it before, right? I think that is going to really impact to a lot of professionals, even if they are not the types who want creativity and who want a lot of things. So if they want creativity, if they want space, if they want multitasking roles, right, it becomes easier because you have them and you can really offer them those. My concern lies around, there are people, a lot of people who don't really explicitly realize that they need this, right? What they want is a good career, and you should be, through your vision and clarity, should be able to tell them that how this is going to be. One of the things I have also realized is that a lot of time owners and founders do not use, I'm not saying they do not have the clarity, they do not use numbers enough. Right? So when I talk to, let's say, about plug HR opportunity to anyone, right, I tell them that this is a $30 billion a year opportunity, right, and we are right now the only one in this space doing this kind of a model. So, that clarity happens. There can be a debate that whether it's a 30 billion or 27 billion and all that, but he doesn't really care. He knows that at least I have done my homework, right? And he can ask me any drill in this. He can ask me segment-wise, which segments spend what money, which other sectors we'll go after, what will we do for first 3 years, and how will we do the next 2 years, etc., etc. At any point in time, I'll be able to answer him. Whether we do it or not will depend on eventually when we get there how things look like, right? But any point in time, there is a thought and there is a plan and there is a number, right? And that number is consistent. So all my team knows that it's a $30 billion. It's not that they know different numbers, different days, right? But that clarity sometimes helps. If you have clarity about your own business, you've drilled that business across various dimensions. You have read about the competitors, not just in India but globally, who's doing what in that space, right? It helps. It gives the confidence to the person that he is in safe hands. Right? It's just like when you fly, you want to be sure that your pilot is, knows what he is doing, right? So I think that is all more important. A startup CEO is more like a pilot, right? Everyone knows that he's going to be driving business hands-on, so they want to be sure that they are in safe hands, right? So I think that more confidence you can give there. Show him numbers, show him how we're doing right now, how we're going to do this year, etc. And share numbers freely. There again, I have seen a lot of companies having resistance about not sharing numbers. Sometimes they do it because of privacy reasons. Sometimes they just underestimate the capability of the other guy to make sense out of it. So they don't use enough numbers. Numbers help. Also, if you can, and if you think you're strong in the competitive space, share competitors' numbers also. Whatever you would know, right? So he also starts placing you in his own positioning map, right? He knows that, okay, there are 3 players and this is the largest, right? So at least in some way you have told him that you are the largest in what you're doing at whatever level. So all these, things help.
Actually, telling the numbers, everything is possible only and only if the person is ready for the game. But also, convincing the person to come in just to sit in front of you. Now, this is again a challenge.
Yeah, so there is a tool I love, which is called a call pitch. So we hire a lot of people even through recruitment agencies and all that, right? But my recruitment agencies use my call pitch. They can't do their own talking, right? I want, and